Hey, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share. Much appreciated.
Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, so it looks like we're ready to settle in. So everybody make yourself comfortable. If you are prone to getting a little cold when you meditate, there are blankets around the room. You can grab one of those. I'm just waiting for a couple people to kind of come back in the room. All right, so when you're ready, I'm going to have you take in a deep breath. And as you release it, think of all of your worries and your fears and anything that might have been going on this last week, and just let it go. Blow that air out and just let it go. And before the next breath, I'd like you to visualize that there's a white light that is shining down through your crown, the top of your head. And as you draw in your breath, draw in that light deep within inside of you and fill yourself up with divine source energy. And that's a healing energy that you're breathing in. And when you breathe out, you're going to breathe out anything that may be hurting, any physical pains you may be having this last week. And just blow that out. And we're going to do that one more time. Breathe in healing light energy. And breathe out anything that is hurting, anything that is health. And we're going to take a walk today. It's going to be a little bit of a long walk, but there's going to be some very interesting things along this walk. So I want you to visualize that you are walking in the mountains. Now these mountains are very sharp, very rocky. They surround you, but the path is clear. It winds in and out through the rocks, through this mountain pass. And you're just leisurely walking along. Nothing's in your way, enjoying the majestic mountains that are surrounding you. You might see a bird way up high, maybe it's an eagle, soaring above you. And you just journey along. You're going to come around a bend in your path. And as you come around this bend, all of a sudden in front of you opens up this beautiful, lush, hidden valley. It's so green. You can see waterfalls in the distance. It's surrounded by these majestic mountains, but it's beautiful and green and lush. And there's a path that continues through this valley. So you continue walking along. You're going to pass wildlife grazing on the grass. There's deer. In the distance you can even see a bear. But you're safe. He's not going to harm you. As you continue to walk, you come across a village. It's as if you've stepped back in time. And this village is very small, but very clean. There are people out tending their gardens and to their flock. They're tending to their animals. They're happy. They're laughing. They greet you as you pass through. You continue your walk through the village. You come out the other side. And just a little bit further down the path, around another bend, you come across one of the waterfalls. The water is rushing quite fast. There's a mist in the air from the water as it hits the pool beneath it. And you see that there's a large stone next to the pool, so you sit for a moment to rest. You've been walking for quite a while. So take a moment, refresh yourself near the pool. Maybe take a sip of the water. It's clean and cool. And you can feel the mist from the waterfall hitting you on your face. Enjoy it for a moment. We have a little distance to go yet, so we're going to continue on our path. And this time you're going to walk through some woods that you've come across. And these woods are old and have been here a long time and have some very large trees. You can hear the wind rustling in the tops of them. There's little critters running around at your feet. Maybe a squirrel or a chipmunk has joined you. And you're coming to the end of your path. And as you enter through the trees to a clearing, all of a sudden you come to a cliff. And out in front of you is the ocean, shining bright in the sunlight that's reflecting off of it. There's a stone bench that's at the edge of this cliff. And I'd like you to take a seat on it and rest for a moment. Just look out over the ocean. You can see some clouds in the distance. I'd like you to keep your eyes on those clouds. And as you do so, you notice that one is moving towards you quite fast. And you look at it and you gaze on it in wonder as to what could this cloud be doing. As it approaches and gets closer to you, you see the sun reflecting off of it. And you realize that this is not a cloud, but a dragon. Big, beautiful, white dragon. Its scales are iridescent and they shine in the sunlight. She comes closer and lands right next to you. She greets you with a nod of acknowledgement, and she bids you to climb on her back. There's a saddle there all ready for you. And she'd like you to make yourself comfortable and strap yourself in. And once you're ready, she takes off and soars down over the cliff, up into the air and around the valley. And you get a beautiful view high up of the valley. And as she circles the valley, she swoops down out over the cliff and up into the clouds. She's taking you higher and higher. And you're marveling at the height that you're at, but you feel completely safe. She bursts through the clouds, up into the clearing. And as she does so, in the distance you see this beautiful crystal castle. It's a palace, sitting on one of the clouds. And she's heading straight for it. As you get closer, you can see all the different colors of the crystals that makes up this palace. She lands right in front of the steps and bids you to climb off. You climb the steps to these huge amethyst, purple amethyst doors. And as you get closer to them, they open wide for you. You step through the doors into the coolness of the room. It's a large room. It has beautiful tables and benches and comfortable chairs around it. But you're drawn to 3 tables that are in the center of the room. They beckon to you to come closer. And as you get close to them, you realize that there's one that is round, and it has a orange citrine crystal sitting on the middle of it. There's one next to it that is square, and it has a celestite, a beautiful light blue celestite cluster that's sitting in the middle of it. And the third table is triangular shaped, and it has a beautiful, deep, dark purple amethyst that's sitting in the middle of it. You're guided to choose one of those crystals off of one of those tables. Remember the shape of the table and remember the crystal that you choose. Round table citrine, square table celestite, or triangular table amethyst. You take a moment to decide which one is calling you. You make your choice and you carry it with you. You turn to leave the Crystal Palace. And you're going to walk back through the amethyst doors. And as you walk through the doors, they slowly close behind you. And you see that your dragon is waiting for you at the bottom of the stairs. Take a moment to enjoy the crystals that are around you, the energy that they give you. And when you're ready, you're going to climb back onto the dragon, strap yourself in, and as you do, she lifts off back up into the sky, back up into the clouds. And she hovers there for a moment so that you can view this beautiful palace from a distance and the shiny colors of the crystals that it's made up of, before she dives back through the clouds. She flies down to the surface of the ocean and she just skims along the ocean. And you marvel and you laugh and you smile at the wonder of it. The beauty of the sunlight that shines off both her and the ocean. And you see the cliff coming closer and closer. She swoops back up over the cliff and circles the valley one more time before she lands next to the bench at the edge of the cliff. And you climb off of her back and you thank her for the service that she has given you and taken you on such an amazing journey. It can be with a word or a gift, a hug. And as you step back, she gives you one more nod, and then takes off and flies back up into the clouds and disappears out of sight. You might sit on the bench for a moment just to take in all that happened. Just be with it for a moment. It's now time to return. So you're going to follow your path back through the lush grass and past all of the animals, the trees, the forest, past the waterfall. You're going to cross through the village again, and you're going to say goodbye to the villagers. Until you reach the mountain path. And you come back through the rocks. Past all of the wide mountains tops, the sharp edges of the mountains that are surrounding you. Okay, back to this time and place when you're ready. Taking a deep breath. That was quite a long journey we had. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome back. Okay, so how many people had the triangular table with the amethyst? Okay, so the table itself, triangles that point up represent direction and power, and the triangles that point down suggest instability, but still provide direction. So it's giving you some direction. And the amethyst crystal is a stone of spiritual protection and purification, cleansing one's energy field at negative influence and attachments, and creating a reasonable shield of spiritual light around the body. And it acts as a barrier against lower energies, psychic attack, geopathic stress, and unhealthy environments. It is a calming stone, and placed in your home can bring a calming energy. Also is a very good conductor for connection to spirit. So the triangular table could be pointing towards your connection to spirit or your connection to Mother Earth. As they higher or lower, whichever direction it might have been in. I don't know if you can remember that when you chose it, whatever the direction the triangles were pointing at. So how many had the citrine on the round table? Okay. So the round table, round represents completion, wholeness, and harmony. And the citrine it's a radiant yellow and gold energy, activates, opens, and energizes the solar plexus and the navel chakras. So those are your solar plexus and your navel chakras. So if you're needing any kind of assistance, healing, if you're having some issues in that area, that might be one of the reasons you chose it. It's directing personal power, creativity, and intelligent decisiveness to enhance the physical body. Its foremost energy is to aid in manifestation and to attract more abundance in your life. And if it's placed in the furthest left corner of your home from your front door, that's its purpose, is to attract abundance. How many people had the square table with the celestite? Mm-hmm. So square is reliable. It's giving stability and suggests order. The celestite is a sweet blue crystal with lovely, gentle, uplifting vibration. A cluster of this lovely blue stone in your room is excellent for your emotional state, and it is calming and uplifting. It has strong metaphysical properties that will help you to develop the gift of prophecy and other psychic ability. Most of you who chose it already have that connection, because I saw the hands that went up. So it's just giving you, letting you know that if you can use it to even connect even deeper. But it also is going to give you some calming energy that you may need at this time, maybe in your life, stability, and order. So, there you go. Thank you.
I'm just wondering if there's any significance to the color of our dragon and the castle, because in both cases mine were like an iridescent pearlized color, and I don't think I've ever thought of a dragon that way.
Right, and the white is all about divine source. Divine source was who sent the dragon and brought you to the crystal, so it's your connection with the divine source. The iridescence it's got all the colors of the rainbow. So any healing that is required or needed, it's got all the colors of the chakras. So think about holding maybe one of the stones, or even having one of the scales from the dragon. Maybe carry it in your pocket, because it's certainly a gift that she would be willing to give to you. You can visit that place anytime you want. You can call her back again. You can even ask her name. She didn't gift me with her name. It was just I knew she was female.
Thank you.
I'm curious, in the story or the scenario, what is the particular representation of the dragon, if there is one?
Again, the dragon is, first of all, it's power and strength, but she was sent straight from divine source.
Okay.
And she was sent to take you to that amazing place. It was the only way that you could actually get there on this particular time. So, and again, her scales, remember the iridescence of the scales.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that in there. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even think about it until you just said that. But she's like, you can take one of her scales. It's not going to hurt her. Anybody else?
You mentioned rainbows briefly. I saw rainbows in the waterfalls, in the mist, and also the dragon was coming down off of a rainbow or trailing a rainbow or something. Anyway, rainbows.
So the rainbow has all of the colors of the chakra. So for me, I'm getting for you a sense of healing in your chakras, some clearing maybe. They're out of balance. And so for you in particular with the rainbow, it's just the colors of the chakras, and maybe there might be somebody out there that can help you if you're not aware of how to balance your chakras and clear them. But I'm getting clearing and balancing of your chakras. Mm-hmm. Is that it? All right, thank you.